What's up, guys? This is Elizabeth, and thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. Today, I just wanted to give my thoughts on some of the things regarding Lizzo and statements that have been made about her. Now, this is not about her shaking her tail feather at the Lakers game with it all the way out, the back of her dress cut out. I already talked about that before, and I'm not going to talk about that again. But recently, she had a Twitter. I don't want to say she had a shouting match because a shouting match is sort of like it's a back and forth thing. But there's this vlogger slash financial coach slash whatever. I watch him sometimes on YouTube. His name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. He made some statements about Lizzo. Some of the statements I agreed with, but also Dr. Boyce Watkins, sometimes he makes me laugh, and then sometimes it's like, why'd you say that? But he doesn't really care because he'll often say, when you're watching his videos that, this is a channel for intelligent Black people. So if you're not Black and you're not intelligent, you may want to get the F out. And I kind of get where he's coming from in the terms of saying, like, if you're not intelligent and you can't really grasp what I'm saying, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. So just go ahead and leave, because I'm not going to, go back and forth with you in the comment section about things. But some people may perceive that, that as being exceptionally rude. And then he was making comments about Lizzo, and he's done more than a few videos, honestly, talking about Lizzo. So if you want to check those out, you can go to his channel, Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's got actually several channels, so I don't even know if they're on all of his YouTube channels or just on one of them, where he's done all of these videos talking about Lizzo. But there was one video that I remember, and I'm not going to quote him because I don't remember every single word that he was saying, because he tends to do the majority of his videos live. They're not usually pre-recorded videos, so they're not scripted. And sometimes I do feel like he gets his energy off of the live viewers, and he's looking at the chat, and somebody may say some things, and then he kind of feeds off of it, and he, will kind of go off and talk about things in a way that may not be very intelligent, shall we say, or they don't have tact. That's actually a better word. I won't say they're not intelligent, but they don't have tact. So it can be perceived as extremely and blatantly rude. So in one of the videos that he did, he was talking about Lizzo, and he was basically calling her names. Now, here's the thing. When I did my video on my YouTube channel, when I was talking about Lizzo, and I think the video title was, on my channel, Lizzo shows her bleep on, at the Lakers game. Was it for clout? Was it clout chasing? Was it confidence? Or, what is it? And I was just questioning that, because when I did my video, what I was talking about was the fact that when I first learned about Lizzo, it was maybe a couple of years ago, and I'm not going to go into all of the details, but she was not that type of character. She has the things that I had seen her on. She was singing very well, might I add, and she was covered up. So I was just questioning, like, where is all of this coming from now? And I'm not saying that somebody may not be that way around their friends, but in front of everybody else, they're more prim and proper. But now that they have come to feel more free and more relaxed, then they're, letting it hang out a little bit more. And when I say letting it hang out a little bit more, I'm not talking about her, her backside, but I'm just basically saying just feeling more free to be who she genuinely is. But I'm just saying that I didn't really feel that that's all her. I felt like some of it was sort of her being the way she felt like she needed to be in order to have the camaraderie on social media when she goes live for her followers and getting the love in the comment section and the hearts and the whatever else, because unfortunately some people like that ratchet stuff. I'm not one of those people, and I'm not judging people who are, but what I'm saying is, if she's, doing that just to make those people happy, then in a way she's kind of selling herself short. So that's what I was saying. But Dr. Boyce Watkins, on the other hand, he was saying some things in terms of calling her, names, and for her to see that or hear it, I'm quite sure that struck a chord with her, so she wasn't really here for it. And not only that, because like I said, I only saw the videos. I don't follow him on Twitter or on Instagram, and I guess he did a Twitter post and he wanted her to see it because he hashtagged her, and I guess, she found it because people brought it to her attention. And what he basically said in his tweet was that Lizzo is only famous. This is what he said. She is only famous because of pretty much what she's doing on social media and acting out and being naked and all of those things. And honestly, that is not a true statement. That's not. I'm not saying she's not getting more recognition because she is doing, some of these antics now, but she's famous because she has some, she has some talent. She has music that people like. Her songs, people are enjoying them. She's performed on several stages and people are here for her performances. And yeah, she was out for some years before she actually hit it as big as she is now. And some people may call her a plant of the industry and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know about all those conspiracy theories. That might be true. It may not be. But for her, that was an insult for him to say she's only famous because of those things. And so she clapped back at him and said, no, that's not why I'm famous. I'm famous because, I have talent. I write my music. I'm a great singer, whatever, all she said. And so that's what that was. She had the right to speak on that because he made a statement about her talent. He came for her talent. So she had the right to speak on it. Now, on the other hand, recently, the trainer, Jillian Michaels, she's famous from the show The Biggest Loser, and, she's all about that cut and fit life and lifestyle. She was being interviewed on a show, and the host of the show, or the interviewer, I should say, I guess they were talking about bodies and maybe they were talking about health. I didn't see the entire interview, so I'm not going to say that for sure. But the person who was interviewing Jillian Michaels brought up Lizzo and was talking about, Lizzo is great because she's showing bodies and body types that we don't see on a very regular basis. And Jillian Michaels responded and said, well, she's great. She's got great music. Like, why are we making it about her body? Because honestly, obesity is one of the biggest causes of diabetes and some cancers and, hypertension and heart disease. Like, those are facts. And Jillian Michaels being who she is, I just feel like that is truly what she meant. She was not coming for Lizzo's talent. She wasn't coming for, like, why is this girl famous? Because she's obese. We should not have an obese person that is famous. That's not what she was saying. She actually said, why are we even talking about her body? Let's make it about the music. Because honestly, she's basically saying, she's at risk for a number of diseases and health issues because of her weight. So we should not be celebrating that. We should be celebrating her talent. And I don't think she said anything wrong. I don't feel that she was degrading Lizzo. I don't feel that she was downplaying her talent. She actually was just saying, like, look, let's take the focus off of her body and let's talk about her beautiful talent. Let's talk about that. Because honestly, Jillian wasn't even saying, well, yeah, she's got talent, but I'd love to work with her because she needs to lose weight. That's not what she was saying. She was basically just responding to the interviewer. Those are my thoughts. You guys let me know what you think. But I listened to those clips, and what I gained from it was that Jillian was just basically responding, and she was also saying, like, look, why are we always talking about her body? Let's talk about the music that she's creating. Let's talk about the music that she's performing. Let's talk about her performances, not about, her curves and her humps and her dumps and, and bumps and all of that stuff. Like, let's talk about her career as a talented singer and songwriter, not about her posing on a love seat naked on Instagram. Like, and what her body looks like. And I agree with that. And some people may say, well, you're a skinny chick, which I don't even like the term skinny. We all have our issues with, body images, but it shouldn't be about the body. It should be about the body of work that you are giving to the fans and the followers, not about your body. And honestly, I feel, and I still feel this way, and this is how I felt when I created, the video that I created some time ago about Lizzo and her showing her ass on the big screen at the Lakers game, because it was inappropriate. It just was inappropriate. And that's not talking negative about Lizzo. It's just basically saying that was inappropriate, period. If she had been performing on a stage and she, wore that, that's her choice to do that if she wanted to do that. But I just didn't feel that it was appropriate to do it where she did it. And I still feel that way. But I would never take away from her singing, her flute playing, her piano playing, her songwriting skills, and whatever other skills that she may have. But even if she were a slim person, I've just never felt that it should be about a person's body, and it should be about the body of work. But unfortunately, the society that we live in, they make so many things sexualized that some women feel that they have to conform to showing their bodies and, in that type of way. Now, I feel a little bit more comfortable in showing some of my skin in terms of when I go and work out and things like that, and maybe even going to the beach. But years ago, I never felt comfortable that way because I just had those body issues. I still have some body issues. But even, with all of that, I don't need to expose all of my body for everybody to see just because I'm feeling more comfortable in my skin. And so Jillian Michaels was just basically saying it's not about her body. Why do we keep talking about her body? And, and honestly, I felt like even though Jillian Michaels brought up the point about what obesity leads to, that's innate in her to talk about those things. So that is like, that's just normal for her. She's worked with so many overweight and obese people over the years, and she knows that life. I believe she used to be overweight too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that, but I believe she used to be overweight too, many years ago. So I just feel that when somebody is in that industry and they are really passionate about that and about the people, that is what they do. I mean, I know I get worked up just being, I don't want to say just being, but, being a beauty business entrepreneur and being someone that specializes in specific types of services. I get worked up over that sometimes when I see someone that got like a botched beauty job that I do, very well myself. And when I see someone that comes to my business that went someplace else and got, messed up, I get a little bit ticked and angry and, but that's innate in me. I can't help that. So I just feel that Jillian Michaels was just trying to make a point, but it was not to degrade Lizzo. It wasn't to bash her. It was not about her weight. But Lizzo responded in a typical Lizzo fashion by saying something, about her body and what the person who says something about her body can do to her body. And it was just unnecessary because Jillian Michaels was not being that way about that conversation. She really wasn't. And what I'm feeling like, I could be wrong. You guys let me know your opinion on it. But what I'm feeling like is that it's almost like when a bill collector is calling someone about a bill that is owed, and the person who owes the money gets angry with the bill collector. And, unless the bill collector is being nasty or rude or disrespectful, you don't have to cuss the bill collector out because you're mad about the money that you owe, and you either don't have the money to pay it, or you don't feel that you should have to pay the money because of X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is, the bill collector is just doing their job. You don't have to be angry and take it out on them. And this situation, I kind of feel it's like similar. It may not be exactly the same, but I kind of feel like it's similar. It's like you're getting angry with the messenger when really you're just upset about the message. I feel that Lizzo is really upset about the message because she doesn't want people to continuously remind her about her weight. I don't know if she's really happy in the skin that she's in. My observation, I'm no psychologist, but my observation would be is that she really is not 100% happy with her current state of appearance, but because it is what it is right now, she is working hard to try to accept it until she chooses to do something about it. But it's almost like the, previous podcast that I did where I talk about you have the right to change your mind. She has the right to change her mind about being smaller. And she may feel like she's stuck in a box right now because she came out with this so-called body positivity thing and wanting to let the big women know that, you're sexy no matter what your size is, and showing everybody from, the head to the crack to the feet that this is what, a big girl looks like. You don't really have to do that. But now that she's done it so much, she may feel sort of like a sellout if she decides to start losing weight and, and being smaller. And, I also know that Adele, she lost a lot of weight. And here's another thing, like Adele, she was a big girl, but she was always covered up. She never felt the need to get out there and show everybody her breasts, her butt, her thighs, whatever. And then she just came out one day and she was like a completely different person. So she obviously had been wanting to change for some time, and she just kind of went away, did her thing, and then popped back out of the blue, and people were like, who? And she was like, new body, who this? It was a choice and a decision that she made. I don't know the entire complete story, so I don't know if there were any health issues that she was having that caused her to make those changes and start to lose the weight. My thought would probably be there probably was, because again, like Jillian Michaels said, obesity is one of the leading causes for a number of different diseases, and it's just not a healthy state to be in. And I'm not saying that you have to be a size 6 or a size 2 or a size 4 in order to be healthy, but when your BMI is way over what it should be, then no, you're not healthy. So I just feel that Jillian Michaels was just coming from a place of professionalism because of the industry that she's in. She wasn't coming from a place of trying to be hurtful or say things in a way that would be deemed as rude. Like Dr. Boyce Watkins, he made the comments that he made, and then it was like after she clapped back at him, then he was making all of these other videos about her, talking about how, obesity is one of the leading causes of Black people having this, that, and the other. And it was like, dude, you weren't really talking like that before you did the video that you did and you made the tweet that you made. So let's just be 100% real and honest. you're trying to spin it now to make it like you care about Black people and their health, when in all actuality, you were more so talking about her antics and her actions being embarrassing for the Black community, which you have the right to feel that way. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you having that opinion, but it was the way it was delivered. And as I say on this podcast, the Being Beautifully Honest podcast, I'm trying to be extremely careful about how I say things, because I don't want people to think that I have malicious intent for any of the things that I am saying, because I just have the thought process, and I just grew up having this thought process, is you treat people the way that you would like to be treated. And no, do we always get that in life? Absolutely not. I've had a lot of people treat me in negative ways that I did not deserve it. I've had some people treat me horribly that I was exceptionally well to, but that's just life. People make the choices and the decisions that they make for themselves. Granted, whether it's good or bad, they just do what they do. And I don't feel that Jillian Michaels had any ill intent for what she said. And I'm not saying that Dr. Boyce Watkins had ill intent for the things that he said, but it definitely did not come off in a way that would make her feel any other way than that being 100% negative towards her, because he was talking about her talent and he said she would not be famous but for. And that was why she took offense to what was said. But anyway, guys, you let me know how you feel about it. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please leave a review on iTunes if you're listening to it there. If you're listening on YouTube, you can leave a comment in the comment section or any other place that you may be listening to this episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty. I am here to share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until the next episode, guys, I hope you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.